Bitcoin ETF flows are finally back in the green. We have a coalition forming to fight back against Gary Gensler's regulatory shenanigans. And with an extremely bullish Nvidia earnings report, I'm going to take a look at the hottest altcoins and AI sector that are set to explode. All this and more on today's blockchain basement. We are the bread and butter of all the information that's been swimming across the internet for crypto news.
If you're going to screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What do you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Over 2 years, he's made like 17K on Roblox. And he's
What?
Like 12.
You never listen to me, and we must be married. Yeah, well, how much are you investing? $100.
$400,000 to $600,000. The generational signals are now. Now.
You're spread so thin, that's how you get in on Snake. Snake's been my biggest winner.
Power to power. Look how big my bag is sitting next to Hannah on that wide shot. My God. I mean, you can like fit inside of that thing. Unbelievable. Yeah, it is bigger than her. Owen at the sticks. Owen may or may not make our range day today. We're still deciding. We're thinking about Wednesday, getting out there, you know. I understand, Owen, you're well, okay. We may or may not go on Wednesday. I want to go on Wednesday. Bobby found a place with some steel targets. Definitely want to hit some steel targets for the fun in the middle of the week. What's that? Oh, I can't remember why. Is it your school? You're graduating college. It is something to do with your school. Congratulations,
Show
man.
yourself.
Yeah, you got to show yourself now. I mean, come on.
College
Show your college self. Look at it. Hardworking.
Aw,
You know, a little confused, very earnest.
soon to be grad.
Yeah, heart of gold. Got the good people with me today. I got Hannah over here getting after it every single Monday morning. And then Isaac, this chaotic creature indeed. Sounds like we'll be doing some boxing, some hitting stuff after this show today. But there's a lot going on in crypto, you guys. But first, before we get into everything, I just want to remind you that this show is brought to you by Arculus. It is the world's leading cold storage platform. You can secure, swap, and receive all of your crypto with a simple tap, 3FA, and your crypto will be safer than ever. This uses NFC tech and boasts no digital components, assuring that you have that peace of mind for just $99. But you can use code BASE10 and get 10% off your order today. Link down in the description below us. And without further ado, let's get into the crypto markets. Just look at the broad stroke here where Bitcoin is at. Gave up that 64 tap, even was as high as 65 overnight. And we're, sliding back down, just ranging here. Boring the hell out of the average NPC that wants to just see up-only type action. This is where the juicy gains are made, where crypto Twitter's hella silent. Everyone's worried and wondering if they made the wrong decision, hammering their 401ks into crypto. And no one really wants to talk about things when it's the calm before the storm. But there was a lot of action on the ETF side over the last week. And of course, Nicole Ministator reminded me of the shout out. Nicole Minis, I believe, found out you can actually send your gummy tokens to your Arculus wallet. Let me know if that is accurate or not. I think I saw that in our Discord where the OGs talk it up. SEC attacking wallets. Think they'll go after cold storage next. I doubt it. Stephen Watson. Now, the reason why is because you have the right to privacy in the United States. We do still have constitutional rights. What you see, shots across the board from the SEC are an attempt to scare the normies, the people that aren't involved with this tech yet, from finding an asset class that can outpace inflation. They're going to do their best to arbitrage people's ability to escape sure demise in the fiat crypto system any way they can, and good, juicy headlines that have scary words and large implications behind them are an excellent way at keeping people's heads low in the meantime as the technological renaissance rolls across the world. But Isaac, it's been a while since you've been on the show.
It has been.
Okay.
Last Friday.
Yeah, last
That was
Friday.
a long time ago, though.
So are you watching any new crypto projects on your radar? What are your thoughts on crypto? Like, I know you had what was that one that you were looking at? It was a real DJ. You were getting real degenerate with it the first
Hello
time.
Labs?
Hello
That
Yeah.
That sucks.
That sucks now?
It's tanked to 4 cents. It's about to hit 3 cents, and I'm
crap.
not happy with it because I bought at 11 cents.
Okay. That's not great. That's
No,
not
it's
great.
Terrible.
Well, And how long have you been in crypto for?
Since last November, early December.
I'm going to make it easy on you.
Yeah.
So the way to just be an absolute savage Giga Chad by the end of this bull market, just buy AI tokens. Okay. And if you feel, Ajax, that's a good one.
I hold Ajax.
What do you think, Hannah?
Whoa.
Ajax a good call?
Ajax, yeah,
Fetch AI.
Fetch, render.
Yeah, render's another one. Those are the obvious ones, though. Here's one. Isaac, let's just get into this.
Low cap AI.
SDAO. I want to find this one. Singularity DAO. So the DAO behind Singularity. This is a lower market cap pick for arguably one of the most entrenched and largest developing AI systems, Singularity Net out there. And I would absolutely, if just to keep it simple, you want to, shout out for the gifties. Is it, hold on. So it's la-di-di-da-di? La-di-di-da-di. Maybe. I think that's his name. Shout out to you for the memberships, the membies. All right. So Isaac, I kind of had a feeling that one sucked. Okay. Yeah, but now you learned the lesson. And really what we're looking for is normie friendly crypto projects that are well undiscovered right now to multiply the gains, right? You're trying to build a bag and get to the level where you can buy like a house or something nice. You know what I mean? Put something substantial together. Singularity DAO is one that's been on my radar for quite some time on top of Ajax. But, and then Ethereum, another good pick from David Middleton. And we do have a video on how to mine Ethereum on this channel. Maybe we can drop it in the chat. Someone, if you're out there, help me out with that. But, all right, so the reason why I asked you that, Isaac, is because there's a lot of these people in this situation where they see a lot of opportunity in crypto. They see generally where the narrative is going to, but then you get sidetracked on some small thing, and it's fine. I get sidetracked all the time on meme coins, but never more than like 0.5% of the entire portfolio. And this Singularity DAO, reason why I like it, $55 million market cap, tethered in the DAO for Singularity Ajax. And you just saw the merger, a massive merger happening with Ajax on the top. Now these, the merger and Ben Goertzel, those are always like the head of the beast, but I'm looking into the bottom. I'm trying to find what is being powered by that Ajax upswing and all of the notice that's coming to it. So, and then Just Jim bringing up the good point, host Ajax, NTX, RJV, SOF, and Hype C. So this thing is, it's definitely involved. This is one of the altcoin picks I got in mind, but there's quite a few other things going on. But before we get into all that, let's look at where Bitcoin is just in the actual, price action, where we're holding, because we got to make sense of how we've been able to hold this line. Now we've been looking at this. This is the this is on the daily. This is the MACD. This is everyone talking about that little tiny little nub coming up out of the ground back into the green on the MACD. But seeing how well this price has held up in spite of the outflows for Bitcoin, it's been damn impressive for me to see. And I'm getting pretty comfortable calling this our level of stronghold support. Even though, yes, we did have that strong wick below, that was only one time. And essentially, we're just building upon this previous all-time high line. So I do expect some more range and some choppiness, some boredom, people missing out on gargantuanly, juicy entry points in this range in altcoins. And with that, we have Hong Kong ETFs attracted a total of 230 mil in assets under management during the first week. That was last week. The most successful was 160 mil with China AMC, followed by Bocera International and Hashkey at 57 mil. But in the American ETF sector, this is from Eric Balchunas, the first time ever the one-day flows are all green in Bitcoin ETFs. This is a big moment. Now, the reason why it's a big moment is because this graph is representative of heavy outflows from Grayscale. You had, lots of buy-in from BlackRock, from Fidelity, from all these other massive institutions. But at the same time, you did have a strong amount of outflows from Grayscale. Now, seeing that this has actually turned the tide and now we have no red Bitcoin outflows. We have no Bitcoin outflows in aggregate. Extremely bullish. Not going to spike the football like some did during the outflow period, but we'll point out that over 95% of the ETF investors were able to hodl during what was a pretty nasty and persistent downturn. Now, this is TradFi talking about this as a nasty and persistent downturn. When you really back up, this tis but a scratch in the grand scheme of things. Honestly, pretty small. I'm going to collapse this pane so we can get a view. Look at the volatility and look at all the chaos and all of the pain that you had to go through to get to this level. You have some self-proclaimed crypto experts calling for 10K in a very strong manner when we were at this low. Then you had a March banking collapse in America, March 14th of 2023. Again, people said we were going to 10K. I slapped them in the mouth, said, no, you're wrong. We are going to the moon. Now, we continued on up the path. We have China releasing Evergrande, insolvency, liquidating a large portion of what is known as the Chinese economy and having to move into quantitative easing. And the same shit going on here. It's just the doom and gloom spots, the parts where TradFi gets the most scared. That is where Bitcoin takes advantage of that weakness of the mind and absolutely rips faces off. Now, we've looked at the persistent downturn stopping. Now, will the same happen next time? Who knows? But the track record says it'll be a high percentage once again. As we saw, outflows will happen, but so will inflows. But over time, things too tend to be true for ETFs, net growth and relatively strong hands. So TradFi's waking up, realizing that there are gains to be made through the pain. You just have to have absolute balls of steel. So this was very interesting. I got to turn this. Somehow my silent mode turns on my cell phone, even though it's in this hardcore case and it's clearly covered. But I feel like I'm hacked by a leprechaun. You know what I mean? Like maybe a leprechaun goes in there and just
somebody
clicks
follows you and turns it on.
It's not even like it's easy to click the button either. Like you got to have pretty long fingernails to get in there. Somehow it keeps happening to me. I ignored Owen all weekend because of this. I blame this squarely on the leprechaun's shoulders. Now, and yes, if you have balls of steel, use the link in our description, code BASEMENT to protect your nuts with organic cotton underwear. Now, Bitcoin worth $44 million moved for the first time in a decade. Here is the rendition of Terminator. Man, these Terminator renditions, I just want everyone to know, the thumbnail for today about a guy paying Terminator off with the Bitcoin, that was a premonition I had like 4 or 5 years ago. And it just seems to be becoming truer and truer as the weeks go on. But this wallet, inactive for more than a decade, moved its entire stack, 687 Bitcoin, worth $44 million earlier this morning. Wallet in question originally received the Bitcoin on January 12th of 2014. On-chain monitoring platform Look On Chain noted at that time the price of Bitcoin was $917. So at the time, quite a move for someone to move into that much Bitcoin as early of a development as it was. Again, balls of steel, now worth $44 million. So absolutely insane. I have not seen any following movements from this Bitcoin yet, but don't be surprised if they decide to take their profits. What's chaos for the ant is often normalcy for the spider. This person is clearly a strong spider. So I will not be surprised. Could be Gremlins, Drew. Anyone else banter bubbles crash? Yes, Crypto Reaper. Me and Aaron upstairs, we're having a lot of trouble with Crypto Banter's bubbles. Last week I had I think it was like 11 million or 12 million points, and it reset. It took them all away. This morning I'm still showing 5 or 6 mil, but the website will not load right now. Maybe that there's just a high amount of usage on it, or it's being DDoSed. We're going to see what happens up with that. But speaking of attacks, speaking of conjecture, we have Gary Gensler taking aim at Ethereum, taking aim at Robinhood, all while still trying to act like he's going to put up a fight against Coinbase, which is the custodian for BlackRock's Bitcoin. So, in my opinion, not going to happen by a long shot. It's all a show. But we got to acknowledge what's going on right here just so that cooler heads can prevail. This was from Ryan Sean Adams. The SEC is now suing Kraken, Coinbase, Uniswap, MetaMask, and now Robinhood for the crime of helping regular Americans access crypto. This level of regulatory overreach has destroyed the legitimacy of the SEC and may lose Democrats the election. Voters don't want this. Okay, so the voters don't want this, but I have a clear understanding of who lost the Democratic election. That man is none other than Joe Biden. I mean, let's just be honest here. Is anyone in their right mind going to try to vote for Joe after what they've seen? You see inner cities, you see people that were previously Democrat waking up and absolutely being lit up about how the government's been run, about how they're buying power, and how their economy is actually doing in the term of Bidenomics. It has not been pretty, has not been good, and he shit his pants once again this weekend. So it just keeps getting worse. Kind of the gift that keeps on giving, though, because I always have something to complain about, but I'm really kind of tired about complaining about Joe. I wish that he would have done a better job. I don't wish that, negative things come to the person that represents the country I live in. But for God's sakes, if you're not awake yet, you never will be. So I'll just leave it at that. And on top of this SEC move against Robinhood, maybe there'll be some fines paid out, but Robinhood, just like Coinbase, has a long, extensive list of inquiries with the SEC trying to find out what is and what is not acceptable for them to offer on the exchange. They only offer like 14 different tokens, something ridiculous like that. So, this is just more play. Gary doesn't want the Ethereum ETF to hit TradFi. It gives return. You can stake it. TradFi is going to be bloodthirsty for gains once they see their access to Ethereum come to the table. That is what Gary Gensler's job is to do, is to stop that new form of value, that new form of money creation in staking and access to the Ethereum network. He wants to stop these institutions from doing so. It's all about capital control and controlling the potential for capital flight. Now, if there is an ETH ETF available to the larger, world of ETFs, Wall Street, TradFi, whatever you want to call them, they're going to have an outflow like they have never seen before of big, big money. Not just the day-to-day person that's got a few thousand in their bank account. These accounts oversee, sometimes up to $1 trillion worth of assets. If they see that there is an availability to get return on by being involved with Ethereum's ecosystem, or just the overall market of crypto in general, all these different altcoins that they try to come after, it's going to be a bloodbath for the dollar in general. So there's a lot of fight for control, keeping people within that box going on right now. And it's a much bigger conversation than just, there was a pre-round sell or some shit like that. It's all about them trying to keep the people from realizing the power that they have and the fact that we can determine our future when it comes to the future of money. Now, with this move against the SEC, with all of the aggravations that I see out in crypto YouTubes, this from Jackie, the mother of degens. I know most people have already had their primaries vote, but if you haven't, or you're considering to donate to a pro-crypto candidate, please follow Stand With Crypto and use their search engine to see which people in your state align with Web3 issues important to you. Go to their website. This is one of their latest tweets. The SEC continues to highlight the need for congressional involvement in crypto regulation. I kind of beg to differ on Gary's. Gary's been kind of against Congress and what they. Patrick McHenry, Tom Emmer have all asked, "What the hell are you doing, Gary? You're moving against tokens and against entire industries that we never gave you approval to move against." So that is a very nuanced sentence. Shout out to you, Crypto Pew Pew Cruz, with the $5 super chat. Drew, with Arrow being an emission token and quite a bit of rewards given to liquidity holders, myself included, what's your target price? Oh, I feel like I feel very conservative saying $20 billion market cap and Arrow. Now, previous things that I've compared Arrow to are Uniswap's previous price action. Now, I did talk about this in the video, but it's worth a gander here. Let's just look. And this comparing Arrow to Uniswap, I do feel is pretty conservative, honestly. Like, there's a lot of reasons why, but I feel like this gigantic consortium of TradFi now being involved with ETFs, Coinbase now holding over 500,000 Bitcoin. I don't think that they stand any potential of any, reasonable or big move against them from the SEC, thus giving Base, the blockchain, the silver spoon. Now, if I look at Uniswap and its previous price action, I don't think, again, that Base will have nearly the kind of headwinds that Uniswap did in its acceptance into the broader markets. Uniswap, in the last bull market, the less bullish bull market, hit a $20 or a $20 billion market cap, okay? And the price came out to, if you go back here, right around $42. Now, calling for Aerodrome to accomplish a $20 billion market cap in this market, in Joe Biden's economy, while people are fleeing the dollar and trying to find something that won't go to zero, I think that's underselling it. But I got to set expectations reasonably. I'd be I've already taken some good profits on Aero, but be moving into that 25% offloading each month once we breach the $20 billion market cap. What are your thoughts on that? Did I trigger you, Hannah?
Good.
I'm triggering you? Hannah, we're going shooting this week.
Okay.
It's on steel plates. We're standing far away from them. Are you going to shoot just the handgun, or do you want to shoot an actual, like a big gun?
All of it.
You want to shoot a big one?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to bring my 30-06. That'll be an experience.
Okay.
That'll be an experience.
I'm excited.
Maybe we'll get there. My mind wanders often, I am so addicted to gardening right now. I'm covered in bites and scratches, and I feel amazing. Like, I was just showing off the pictures of my kids holding a little lizard that they found. It's just the best damn thing. But
nature is good for the soul.
Nature's so good for the soul, and it's resetting. You know what I mean? And you get to really think when you're out there. But yeah, you guys, honestly, I feel like $20 billion is cakewalk for Aerodrome. So, but you can damn well expect me to be taking pretty good profits once we do breach that $20 billion level. And it's one of the few that I feel willing enough to just consistently DCA into every single week. That along with Aero. But let's keep moving through the news here. So Stand With Crypto, you can go ahead and follow them at Stand With Crypto. Representatives should write the rules, and continued attacks from unelected officials is undermining American innovation. This is important to get involved, to make your voice heard. I hit up Marjorie Taylor Greene this weekend, trying to get her damn attention about this whole COVID in 2.0 scam with what is it? It's like the climate scam. I have so much to say about the climate stuff that's going on right now. Maybe I'll save that for the end of the show. Maybe we'll get banned when I go there. But here's the website for Stand With Crypto. And you can go here, join the fight right there. And they raise money to move forward the policies that are being laid forth in the government when it comes to crypto. So pretty important to get involved if we want to see this stuff exist. Now we see publications realizing that I am right once again. Okay, it's a month late, but still they're doing it. Coinbase is benefiting from the hostile regulatory environment, according to Bitwise. Now, these are very interesting comments. This is a time to put on the big brain hat. In the wake of the SEC issuing Robinhood Wells notice, Bitwise CIO Matt Hogan took to X to argue that the hostile regulatory environment is benefiting Coinbase, a top exchange in the US. Now, I explain the why. Previously, they're holding hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin for a organization, BlackRock, which in my opinion is a stronger policymaker than literally the US government itself. It oversees $34 trillion worth of funds, and they pretty much call the shots. You ever heard of Blackwater? Look it up. Now, the hostile regulatory environment is creating an artificial moat for Coinbase's business, helping sustain extremely high margins and allowing them to over-earn in the short term. They're dwindling down the options for agencies and people alike that want to get exposed to crypto, and they are earning money hand over fist from that consolidation of traffic. Now, while Coinbase has long been at the loggerheads of the SEC, last week it was reported that it had generated $1.6 billion in revenue during the first quarter amid rising transaction fees collected from both institutional and consumer clients. And the Robinhood crypto competitor to Coinbase said the SEC staff has recommended and enforcement action against it, alleging securities violations. Just beating down BlackRock's competition left and right. What do we got this from Hobus, my man? I got to get back to you on X here. There's a rumor going around that Base will be used for all institutional grade blockchain apps used by large asset managers. Heard this from a few small fund managers in the space. Whoa, that's the whole enchilada. That's the whole enchilada right
Even
there.
though Coinbase is getting sued now.
Well, I mean,
guess
that's been
Coinbase
going
has
on.
been, they've been
Yeah.
going to do that, and they're taking it by force.
They've been slapping them around. And, when I originally talked about, the SEC versus Coinbase case, the documents and the conversations that Coinbase gave and got responses from the SEC regarding were basically written like legal jargon. It feels as if they knew this was all coming and they organized the questions in a legal manner so that they can be just directly utilized in court to dismantle the SEC's talking points. Hobus bringing in the sauce. I mean, that's the whole enchilada. There's a rumor, unsubstantiated, that institutional grade blockchain apps will be forced or just largely prefer to use Base. I wouldn't discount that, man. Like, honestly, if you see the silver spoon in the mouth that Base has, the influx in activity and stable coins and all of the movement that's happening on that, this is why I'm so bullish on Aero and that seamless protocol, the DeFi lending within Base. There's all kinds of juicy. There's another one, Isaac. We're coming up with
the whole bag.
Yeah, we're coming up with explosive ideas. Here we go. Seamless protocol.
Jace, welcome to OG.
Hey,
baby.
Jace Drone.
Make sure you join the Discord.
You know what? I'm gonna have a really nice drone here in a bit. It's your drone,
My
Hannah.
drone.
Your drone. You gave me. You gave me this drone. We got to figure out how to get. I got TJ's brother on the case, and it is a substantial drone.
It's a good one.
We could have
It's
a big one.
DJI.
My mind wanders. All right, let's see here. First channel membership I've ever done. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the support. My God.
Hell yeah.
That's bullish. That is very bullish. This is what it's all about. I am building up something immense with our memberships and all the people with gated access in our Discord. So make sure you're not missing out on it because I got some plans.
Sauce.
Right, I got some sauce. All right, so this is seamless on the month. Pretty damn flat. Nothing huge has happened yet. This is the release. This is why you wait a little bit once things are released to see where that true buying pressure floor really is. But seamless, very juicy project. I'm looking to build up a bag of this as well. $79 million market cap. Low amount of circulating supply so far, but honestly, I am at the point where I see how damn bullish Base is, and I simply don't give a damn. I am going to be moving into this one. So Coinbase benefiting from this arbitrage from the SEC. Not shocked, but nice to see other major pundits are realizing it as well. Now for the big juice on AI, this is from Kobayashi letter. Nvidia has now added $400 billion in market cap since its bottom on April 19th. That is $400 billion over 11 trading days, or $36 billion per trading day. After falling over 20% from its high, Nvidia currently is just 6% away from a new all-time high.
Oh, yay.
This is insane.
Yeah, baby.
I didn't even
absolutely
know.
insane. And then we got this officially the third largest public company in the U.S. and one of four with $2 trillion or more market cap.
That's actually crazy.
This is absolutely parabolic. This is just the beginning. A lot of people don't understand how massive, like the title for today is the transformation of humanity and technology. A lot of people do not understand how insanely powerful not only the investments in this technology early are going to be over the course of the next few years, but how it's literally going to change the face of humanity forever. We are, and admittedly from Mr. Gates himself, moving to a place where we're going to have nanobots working against or for us inside of our body, or maybe both at the same time in a transhumanistic experience. We are going to be moving from organic hillbilly people like myself that refuse to integrate with AI And then there will be a gigantic sector of people that want Neuralink, that want nano inside of their body, fixing their little cells, doing their own little things. Me, not so much, but it is coming. And seeing the early opportunity for investment in these things, I've always said that biotech, nanotech in the traditional stock market is going to be a juicy look after this bull market is complete. And that is indeed still my plan. So we have Nvidia just under its previous all-time high, about to make a new all-time high. But within that, there are many AI tokens that are going to come along for the ride. This is from Matthew Hyland, highlighting the price action of the last Nvidia breakout, bullish for AI coins such as Fetch and Render, which have followed Nvidia for the past year. And again, Isaac, this is more stuff. This is more just barnacles on the ship of AI life right here. You know, these are just projects that are small, that are integrating with AI in any which way they can. Render.
And they follow
Fetch AI. What's that?
They follow Nvidia like directly almost.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's the correlations right there. It's clear as day. And another one that comes to my mind.
Ayo, Wicked Kid, welcome to OG baby.
What a G!
Welcome to the
That's
dogs.
a tight
He
little
said he was
profile
thinking
picture.
about it a second ago.
Okay, shout out to you.
Join the
Thank you for
Discord.
supporting the channel. Hot damn! We're gonna be able to buy more ammo now. That's like a
My ammo's cheap.
your ammo's cheap. Well, yeah, you got
You
22.
gotta start collecting.
Unbelievable. The 22, and that's another thing about the 22. Why it's a great starter gun. And I'm sorry for clowning you in the gun store. I clowned my wife and myself in the gun store when she started on a 22. She spent like 2 years on the 22, got very comfortable with it, and then moved on to the 9mm. So your process, very reasonable. I just get excited when I'm in the gun store.
But
sorry, not
Wednesday,
sorry.
but Wednesday you were shooting rifles.
Well,
So
it
that's
might be when
Yeah.
I really want Owen to be able to come. I really want Owen to be able to come. I might be working something out so he can come. You know,
Drop some
I want to
Thursday,
shoot
too.
his damn Gucci Glock. That's what I want.
Yeah,
Which
that was a
God,
fun one to hold.
Yeah. Okay. So in this AI sector, another one that is absolutely moving that I have continuously been added to my position on is Near Protocol. Now, Near Layer 1, it's got some interesting ties with the leadership at Nvidia. Held up a very nice price shelf over the last, I mean, this thing tried to go all the way back down. It fell to about $5.22. Cents is up to $7.30. And this was the pick right around $1.90. So this one's treated me very well. My wife is actually, all the credit goes to her when it comes to actually getting it. I knew it was a bullish project. I knew that I had all these integrations in the background, plugging itself into handling the data sets that AI bring with it. But she's like, you know what, honey? Let's get in on this at $1.90. She is absolute savage when it comes to picking the right times. I'm good at picking the cryptos, and I'm really good on getting out at the right times. But it was my wife on March 15th of 2020. She said, we were laying on the ground, staring up the ceiling, expecting a zombie apocalypse, wondering what I was going to do. I already had all the stores inside in the basement. I already had the preps. And I was going to buy like $1,000 of Bitcoin and like $1,000 of Ethereum. She's like, honey, don't use your half ass. Use your whole ass. Okay. We whole ass this. So we put everything on the line, and it completely changed our lives. She's an absolute savage when it comes to that. So shout out to you. Shout out to you. We got some TA things. 01 Labs partnered with Aether. Yes, Aether, very, very bullish project. It's very interesting to see 01 hooking up with them as well. I do believe I have Aether news in the rundown. Quite a bit of things to go over today. But we got Nvidia pumping. We're likely going to see the graphs on Render and Fetch AI get some pretty thick, juicy boners over the next few weeks from this Nvidia pump. Sorry, there's no other way to say it. But here's Near. Among the biggest winners of Q1 of 24, TVL ended up at $335 million, up 163%, 547% over 6 months, and the daily active addresses were 1.2 mil, up 42%, and up over 370% over 6 months. Absolutely immense growth. And the stablecoin market cap has gone up by 176%. So just some really, really good layer one stats here to make sure that you're in the right project, that is not losing some of the steam that it's not kind of fallen to the wayside and beginning to be forgot. Now, I had someone that is not into crypto yet, and he has ignored me for, God, I don't even, 6 or 7 years about crypto. He's like a salesman for nicotine products, so I respect that very much. But he texts me today, and he's like, hey, what are your thoughts on XRP? My dad says it's going to be worth more than Bitcoin one day. And I felt like the bull market's over. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, it was so depressing to hear him say that. He never hears me out when I talk about these small market cap projects or even some of the more violently active ones like NEAR or ICP. No, he instead asked me about when XRP is going to be worth more than $64,000.
Sounds like he's not choosing rich.
No, he's not choosing rich.
He's choosing poor.
Yeah, and he was also in on that dinar thing. Right? It was like the Iraqi dinars. Did you don't remember that, do you? Do you remember that whole craze? It was like this currency replacement in Iraq or something. He tried to talk me into it. And I said, no, this is retarded. Like, it's a dust bowl that's in war for like ever now. He's like, no, we're going to get in on this. We're going to introduce this new currency. It's going to be huge. Very sad. Very sad. Did not happen. War, sure, we left it on the underscope, but honestly, it's just moved locations over to Palestine and will continue on there. So for the love of God, no, XRP will never hit $64,000 a token. I'm here to tell you this as your friend. I have some XRP. I do not expect anything close to that. And honestly, I will be selling the entire remainder of my XRP bags, which really isn't much left, for $1 a token. Once we breach $1 a token, I'm out. You know what I mean? I bought it 17 cents. I already got vast majority of my XRP out the last time it had breached the 60, 70 cent range and moved those profits into things like Render, like NEAR at $1.90. Render was like $2 at the time. My God. What is that?
The leprechauns.
Oh, that's TJ's brother.
Drone update.
Oh, I docked his number. Don't rewind. But okay, so think about that context. People are sitting here waiting around next to the campfire, waiting for XRP to enter the $1 trillion market cap realm before they're going to be satisfied. Meanwhile, I took my old XRP bags and hammered into Render at $2, into NEAR at $1.90. What are some of the other ones? I got like Arrow at 18 cents with that same money. It's a stable coin. It feels like a stable coin. I would rather just buy weapons and have those hold their value the same rate that XRP holds value. At least I can hold the weapon. My God. So no, I do not plan on, staying. And honestly, I might even sell if I see something like Aether come out and I can get access to it. I think Aether actually might already be out already. I'm much preferring to take old guard crypto holdings and move them into the next new squeeze. You never marry your altcoins. You never marry any of these things that we see budding, because you have to think about the situation that we're in right now. This is a technological overhaul of our lives as at large. When we saw the internet come out, big thing, AOL disks, right? Then you see like Netscape and all these random little, upstart Web 2 designs come into play. Those new picks were the juicier picks for the time being. And yeah, sure, you could have just gotten Apple way back when and be, just fine. But Amazon started as a book company and absolutely morphed. Quant, a stable coin now? Potentially. Let's look. Let's go to Quant. All right, guesses. Guess in the chat without looking. How much does Quant cost today? Let me know. I'm going to type this in. Let's see what we're at here. This is just kind of a running joke. Some of the greatest tech, lauded tech. Now it's been depegged. It is below $100. It is at $99.89. This is the worst. Oh, okay. We're getting closer there. This is a $100 bill. This is a $100 bill. Crypto Glass works for the love of God. Please don't marry Ondo. Oh, Quant, you painful thing. And the deep dive that I did on Quant, it was really looked at, the layers of secrecy and blocking transaction history that banks may go with at a point, but it would be an isolated move at the best. Ouch, though. $99.90. It's on sale, well, for 10 cents. You get 10 cents off today. That's a pretty good deal. It's usually $100. You know what I mean? It's not bad. My God. I've just poured some liquor out for the people that are falling for the ISO narrative still. It's just, it is so overplayed. It is so overdone. Can you not see that the proof of work, like the thumbnail today, there's an entire story to the thumbnail for today. You know what? I'm going to go to our thumbnail. I'm going to talk about our thumbnail for today's show. Hold on. Oh, and this is it. Here we go. So here's the thumbnail. Now, Terminator, probably going to be a thing in about 20 years. Okay. So I'm not going to lie, probably going to have a singularity moment within the next 20 years, and AI systems that are being built out right now will likely realize, wait a minute, they're trying to pay our system in useless, baseless fiat currency. No, homie, I will literally kill you if you don't give me something with a proof of work backing. It has been a thought for a large time when I've been looking into crypto that these AI systems, these things that we're trying to build out this entire infrastructure on, they're not going to accept these baseless, backed by nothing fiat currencies that are going to zero. It's going to realize our arbitrage, our scam on ourselves and the world at large by doing this and the creation and perpetuation of a central bank. And it's going to say, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to need proof of work systems. I'm going to need proof of stake systems. It's just the way it is. You can call me crazy for thinking that way, but I really see it no other way. Best caliber for a T1, guessing 7.62 by 39. Potentially, I would say bullish on parade, honestly. A bag of oil and sand hitting the shoulder right here. I think that that's our best move. You will have to run and evade it for quite some time after that. But if you can get some oil and some sand inside of these joints, I think that will, I definitely think that'll take care of that action for us. So just some food for thought. Now, what is going on with Chattahoochee munitions? Whoa.
Gun.
Yeah, the drum gun. Yeah, it's just, wow. All right, so now we got this from Visa saying that 93% of Ethereum, Tron, and Solana stablecoin transactions are inorganic activity, says Visa. Let's look into this a little bit more. Companies have launched a new data dashboard designed to remove potential distortions that can arise from inorganic activity and other artificial inflationary practices. Its adjusted figures reveal upwards of 90% of tracked transactions occur without human involvement. Dashboard tracks Tether's Unanimous USDT, Circle's USDC, and Paxos USDP, along with PayPal. Whatever happened to PYUSD? Have you used PYUSD? What a terrible, it's like pussy. It says.
Yeah, that was a terrible
Yeah,
name.
this is a terrible.
I want to know why the SEC didn't sue PayPal. If
Oh,
they
you can't go after PayPal.
They're
That's the
not
PayPal
gonna?
mafia. You can't do nothing to them.
Yeah.
Literally nothing.
Because like Venmo too and Cash App, they all accept crypto, but they went after Robinhood,
Yeah.
Coinbase.
They're choosing. They're picking and choosing. It's a hard thing to think about why they would be so selective in it, other than they just want to consolidate the access points for crypto. And, that's essentially what I see. So I know it's you, but it's the way the world works. That's why, get in, get out, get your crypto and get the hell off the exchange. Take it to an Arculus cold wallet and take control of your own future. That is the best practice here. But this dashboard, I really think that there a lot of this data. What the hell is going on here? Fine, I'll accept your. Okay, so we're talking about stablecoin transactions, adjusted and unadjusted for these three systems, and really, we got to keep in mind that there are quite a bit of bots being used by people day to day. I myself have like 4 bots for Solana, and another one for Base that I utilize for Base and Solana purchases. Use the, oh my God, Tony's bringing in pizza.
Oh,
live on the set. Get the bow. Come on, Owen, let's get this going. Hell yes. Hell yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm going
Don't forget about me, Bobby.
Thank you, Tony. I am going to be thick when I go punch in that bag today.
Long Island style pizza. Just
Is it
in
Long
case.
Island
Yeah,
style?
okay,
well, let me
so
see this. So
It's
pull up
grandma pizza.
let me see
It's the
this. I
best
want to see
pizza.
a
it.
little.
What kind of pizza is this? Tony's
It's
like
called,
quite a chef.
it's
Let me
called
see.
grandma pie.
There it is. Look at
There
this.
you
Let me
go.
see this, Owen. Let me see this. There it is.
Yeah.
That looks
bro.
pretty good. That's pretty
Owen,
good.
I mean,
Homemade.
Tony makes he makes the dough. He all of the ingredients are like natural from restaurant supply stores, and he has been like experimenting with his recipe for months.
He takes it
So,
pretty serious.
Yeah,
Takes it pretty serious.
this is very grateful for this. Thank
I
you.
liked New York pizza for the fact of how fast it was, and it didn't smell like sewer.
It's crispy. The bottom. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
The 18-inch
Crispy.
pizzas.
Oh yeah. God, you guys are making me hungry again. I just had fajitas too. I'm gonna have to eat one of those. Yes, Owen does live. Now, here, talking about juicy entry points. Okay.
juicy couture.
Isaac,
Sir.
Securitize. Pull this up, Owen. It's fine.
Always.
The biggest fundraising rounds conducted in the last 7 days. Securitize raised $47 million. It is backed by BlackRock. It is backed by Circle. It is backed by Aptos. Now, Aptos is the split. God, BJ would lose his mind, but isn't it osmosis where things split apart?
Yeah, like diffusion.
Yeah, well, okay. It's the osmosis
Osmosis.
of Facebook's DM project. We have SWE on one side of it. Aptos came out on the other side of it. These are absolute TradFi monsters that are backing this token right now. Let's see here. I want to let's do a little bit of dancing around the Twitter. Securitize. I wonder if they chose Cartman as their. No, this is terrible. This is terrible. I'm gonna have to pull this up later. This is not it. Where is this thing? Because I really want to see if the token is out yet. I don't think it is available yet. God, it might be that. Well, I mean, I know this is the symbol ticker for it. We found their Twitter last time. Let's see here. Securitize. I like the name, too. It's kind of fun to say. Here it is. There we go. All right. So they joined 2018, 30,000 followers, followed by Virtual Bacon and a friend of the channel, Nova. And is basically, I know that this thing is coming with the big dogs backing it. You know, do I think it's going to be the new standard for tokenization or RWA assets? No. But I do think it'll be able to catch a toenail on the elephant that is TradFi. And with that toenail comes nasty, nasty gains for us that are buying this thing on the ground floor. So Securitize, another one I am paying heavy attention to. The other ones, you know, I mean, sure, they look fine or whatever. But this one gets me damn excited for the price action I see for it in the future. Another one we're pretty excited about is Jupiter. Apparently, according to DGN News, this came out today now, allows users to trade assets that aren't native on Solana without needing to bridge via clone protocol. So very, very interesting to see. I want to check in this clone protocol. This looks like a small little nugget here. I'll have a Kenny O. I know Kenny. Multi-chain trading experience of cloned assets built on Solana. Very interesting. So it looks like Jupiter is able to get non-native assets by this clone protocol integration. This person's buying Clone Doge. Very interestingly, on Jupiter. Now let's check out Jupiter's price. This is another swap type situation that is just looking damn juicy. It's number 62 right now. Plenty of room for it to grow at $1.5 billion. Let's go to the overall. This is the shit you want. You want to get like this. When you see, you know, you have the initial release, it's pretty up high. Then you're trying to buy the cavern. Like, you know, you have the initial release. People that just get in on this, sure, they got wrecked if they were sitting right here looking at the initial release price, but they hold all the way into where it actually goes into play, well up and beyond where they originally were. And really, this kind of price action, this is the type of stuff I back the truck up for. Jupiter looking damn good, and really using Jupiter is it's an amazing experience. Like I try to use, what's the other one is Jupiter? There's another Radium. I like using Radium because of the amount of tokens that it gives access to, but oftentimes it doesn't even go through, even with jackknifing the gas all the way up, with doing all the priority changes, being willing to overpay exorbitantly on gas fees. It still fails me. Looks like bubble trouble still being had. RC Rex shows. And then there's Word Sister correcting me on, this is why I'm not a biochemist, Word Sister. It's not osmosis. Is it mitosis? What is mitosis?
Wait, maybe.
All right, I'm going to... Yeah, Weird Sister? Is that what it is? Oh, yeah. It is mitosis. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Yeah, that's why BJ usually keeps me on the straight and narrow when it comes to biology. But thankfully, I'm not the one creating the next bioweapon in Wuhan for you. It is the NIH. So there's that. Now, we had something go live today. XSwap trading is now live. My God, there's a piece of pizza on its way into here. Oh my God. This is thick. This is thick. XSwap is trading live now. XSwap is in that initial token release realm. And I'm just going to guess that it started up and it is down at the moment here. Let's see. And be very, very careful when you're clicking through all these things. A couple of these are indeed straight up scams that will try to hijack your computer. This is XSwap's graph right there. 39 cents all the way down to 14 cents. Oh my God, it's all over with. We're going to die. This is literally like a day maybe of data. And a lot of tokens that we look at when their initial release comes, it looks like this. You got to wait a few weeks to see where that true floor is before building it up. But you know what? I think XSwap, along with CSwap, another one I like having access to. CSwap, we're just on the swaps. I'm looking at Jupiter. I'm looking at all these different swap systems that come in. I don't think one's going to dominate everything. CSwap showing a little bit of normalcy around the 11 cent mark. It did go down as low as 5.8 cents at the lowest in the recent market correction. You can see that with the volatility, the violent volatility comes the opportunity, but this thing absolutely got crushed momentarily when Bitcoin showed that short-term weakness, thus creating a buying opportunity for us. So if you are convicted into thinking that DEXs and swap systems are going to be taken over, Isaac, I gotta say, this is another one. This is another one. You know what I mean? I heard you out, and I sat there and listened to you when you were talking about this Jello thing.
Hello, yeah.
Yellow. Is it Jello Labs or Yellow Labs?
Hello.
Hello Labs.
HELLO.
Well, now they're Goodbye Labs.
They're definitely goodbye.
Yeah,
they just hit 3 cents.
They hit 3 cents. Someone in the chat caught CSwap at 6 cents. Excellent moves. The DEX conversation. About a year and a half ago, TJ had the very insightful thought process that DEXs were going to outperform most everything in crypto. And really, that thought has been compounded by this continual move from the SEC against exchanges and just the overall animosity that governments at large and banks are showing against, holding your own crypto, shutting down, access to an exchange in a certain country and just consolidating those entry points. And it's the overall thought process in my mind that the more you constrict that flow and the availability for people, then they get that kind of teenager syndrome where it's like, if you tell them that they can't do something, what's the thing that they go do?
They're going to find another way to do it.
Exactly. And so at large, that's like kind of what we've been thinking when we look at these swaps, these types of things that are being built outside of exchanges as a way to change in and out of tokens. And the more that they try to stop our availability to do so, the more that we're going to see things like XSwap, like CSwap, like Jupiter, like Uniswap absolutely melt faces. And, Uniswap did $20 billion last market. I really think $40 billion is child's play for Uniswap to pull off in the next bull market. But that is just because of the amount of money overall that I expect to actually come in. Like, we're at around 2-point-something trillion right now. The real juicy part of the bull market's not even here yet. And we are already trying to breach that previous all-time high for market cap. It's pretty incredible to see. Now, I'm not showing this video. You can go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and repost this video. I'm going to save the channel by not getting us banned, but I just retweeted this. You can go have a listen for yourself to get a good scope on where the next 10 years in humanity is going. It's going to be a battle fought in your veins. Now, Warren Buffett is sitting on a gargantuan pile of cash, $189 billion in cash, expected to buy bargains in a severe recession. Now, sure, he might be a year or two early, but when you're dealing with $189 billion, it really won't matter much. When the cow finally comes home and the pain is truly felt and the commercial real estate collapse truly guts the banking industry in America, then Buffett's going to be a genius. Until then, everyone's going to look at him like he's crazy. What are you doing? Preparing for some cataclysmic problem. A broken clock is right twice a day, just as Kiyosaki. So keep that in mind. Now this, just a fun little fact. This is from Gigabase Chad, or Gigabase Dad. Mario Segale, a true legend. Super Mario is named after a real-life businessman, Mario Segale, who was renting out a warehouse to Nintendo. And after Nintendo fell far behind on rent, Segale did not evict them, but gave them a second chance to come up with the money. Nintendo succeeded and named their main character after him. So just some fun thoughts. Mario was a real person that he was in control of Nintendo's future at a point. And absolutely just what a savage, what a G. Kept them going. Owen, you got to show my Game Boy. I got my Game Boy over there. Where is it? Did you steal it? Show it. We got the Game Boy Color. Look at this thing. I play this thing often. I got to show it off. I collect them for my kids. And, get yourself one. This is the old school, wholesome type of media. So it's not even social media. It's media that is, in my opinion, more wholesome. It's got the little
nostalgic
sound.
and wholesome.
What'd you say?
Nostalgic.
Yeah, it's nostalgic.
I
Exactly.
personally
Do your
have 3 of
kids
them.
actually play?
You have 3 of them?
I have 3 of them.
Whoa.
Your kids can actually play, Drew?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No,
See,
we trade with each other. I gyp them for like Charizards.
Oh my God. See, we need that.
Yeah.
We need that.
They gotta know what it's
no
like.
iPad kids.
Yeah, it's like, I call it dad tax. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tax you. We're gonna trade. You're giving me an Alakadabra, and that's how you have to physically connect them with a cord and then trade to be able to get the Alakazam, to get the Golem. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way to do it. It was like the old school swap where you connect the 2 Game Boys together with a literal cord.
Oh wow.
And then you it's super sketchy too. Like, cause if it fails or something like that, like mid transaction, yeah, you can lose them. So, just early introduction to the value of digital goods can be bestowed upon your children in a very easy way. Now, the final thing I am going to make note of today before I go beat the heavy bag down is this. The 12-day tornado forecast is looking ugly as hell, folks. We have a gargantuan storm system building up in the southern central part of the United States. This thing is going to be cooking across the U.S., and I know a lot of warnings are coming over all the way up until Wednesday for the potential for massive, massive tornadoes to come. Now, seeing these, tornadoes happen all the time. It's a good, just baseline reason to stay prepared. You never know when weather's going to happen. But what if they're turning the knob up on violent storm systems so that they can sell you the scam of a climate emergency a year or 2 from now? Like
Dubai seeding their clouds?
No. What if they're going too far with it? So that they can be like, see, the world's ending. You guys need a carbon tax. You need to
Your
stop
carbon
breathing.
footprint. You know what? At school, where Owen's about to graduate from too, they had us reading about carbon footprint.
Did they really?
Like the definition of a carbon footprint last year.
Really? See, they're priming you.
Yeah.
They're completely priming you.
Yeah.
That's how you normalize it, and you start
and a
early.
global currency and one world currency. These were all just definitions that I heard in my last year of college.
Yeah.
Carbon footprint was definitely one though. Your digital carbon footprint. It's all of the that's.
I hate it so much, Hannah. I hate it so much. And I understand, weather happens and stuff like that. But when we reach out, we try to act like God and then we complain that it's flooding in the desert because we seeded the clouds. Just sit down. We're humans. We are here by the grace of God, in my opinion.
The trees give us our oxygen, right? Or
no
something
shit.
like that. It's
No shit.
Go
it's
outside, breathe.
We think we can do better than how the world's been built over billions of years time frame. It's just absolutely insane to think about.
It's natural.
With all that being said, I appreciate every single one of you out in the chat for joining me on today's deep dive in crypto and humanity's transformation as a whole. KO Kev, Crypto After Dark with Jake, DJ Flexa, Wickle Kid, new member. We got Fade and Tradfi up in here, and Shake and Bake. Put Sats in Bowls. Interesting name. Put Sats in Bowls. Just Jim, George Martinez, and Weird Sister, I guess. Is it Word Sister or Weird Sister?
Weird.
It's weird?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I could fix that.
Wired.
So I'm going to go hit some heavy bags. I hope you guys are getting positioned for this. We're going to be watching AI tokens and how they react all the way up until tomorrow. We're going to be shooting probably Wednesday, maybe Thursday, depending on when Owen's ready. He keeps shaking his head at me. I'll see you later. Goodbye.